What's up, you guys? It's Agile here, and we are back in Enshrouded. And today I'm just going to be going through how to build a lovely little dock slash bridge here. It's kind of 2-for-1 for you. This was stemmed off of basically our fisherman's inn here once again. We also did our garden how-to videos if you want to know how to build these. And obviously this dock is pretty drab, it's pretty ugly, it's very decayed. Not fit for our fisherman's inn here. So we're going to go ahead and revamp it a little bit. And then basically this is just kind of a willy-nilly build that I'm doing here, if you will. So blocks that I'm going to be using today is the palm wood blocks. And of course we have large stone arcs here. And so far that's pretty much all that I've grabbed. So just to bring you up to speed here, all that I've done so far, just to save some time here, is basically I just came up to here, into the dock. I grabbed out my my large stone arcs here, and then basically what you can do is just on the edge of the dock here, you can turn on your fine-tune rotation, and then you can hold G and scroll with your middle mouse button if you're on mouse and keyboard, and then you can line it up to have the correct trajectory across the water there if you want to build the bridge as well. But we're going to be getting rid of this dock here because it's ugly. We're going to go ahead and dismantle this here. And we're going to... yeah, let's dismantle that one as well for now. We might actually leave the posts in there though, because, you know, wood and water does rot over time. And then eventually we will fill in our holes here too from our gardens, but it's hidden most of the time. So let's get rid of some of this debris around here. And this is just going to be a quick and easy build for you here. Oh, and I should mention too that once you have your stones across here, all I really did then was just take my hammer out, grabbed our material of choice here, which was going to be the 2-meter stairs, and I'm using the palm wood blocks here. And then I just basically attached the stairs where I wanted them here. And then at the top here, I switched to my ceiling block in the 2-meter section, and then brought the stairs over to line up with this, which makes it one wider here. Then I just simply took the 1-meter block here, single wall block, and I just extended that out here, and because we're going to do some decorating, so it's just going to be a little nicer there. But all right, so let's go ahead and we can switch back to our 4-meter blocks here for the ceiling, then get rid of this. And we need to dismantle this bad boy, drop us into the water here. And you may want a diving helmet for this part. I should probably grab mine too, but we literally just finished recording the how to build the garden video as well there, so I just was like, oh hey, this would be a great video as well here for us to put out. So let's go back to our building block here, and then I just want to basically see here. I'd like it to start off of here at least and be even, but we could always change it to have a little step there. So let's see here. So let's actually bring it off of right here, and let's see what that looks like. I don't like the wood sticking through there. We may actually get rid of that underneath as well and just build our own. So let's see where this lines up though when let's use snapping here. It's gonna be lower, so that's fine. So you can actually bring it up just like this, like that. And then what we'll do is just come in here. We'll probably switch to our let's switch to our 2-meter and see if we could get the stairs to push through here, just like that. Let's move our chest out here, and we shouldn't need any more of our large stone arcs here. And overall, my plan here is I'm going to build bridges across here like this. We'll decorate this up nicely, and then I'm going to flatten this out and make it into a little park eventually here. Oh, if you're wondering where this is at on the map as well here, we are right by the Alchemist Tower over here. Fort Calvin is literally right here, or Kelvin, or however you say it. Misbury Catacombs is there, and the first tower is right here, so we're just to the northeast of that, if you're wondering where we're at. Alright, so now going forward here with our actual dock, I think I might actually run up and we'll try it without that. No, let's run up and grab the diving helmet here quick. I've got it in my chest up in our castle that we're working on here. Our castle that we work on our live streams typically. Alright, now I have to remember where I put my diving helmet too. I know that I have one. Just where I put it is the question. Not in those. Oh, it might be... Didn't put, there it is. I was gonna say. And then we also do have the, do I not have any fins in this chest? Alright, well we don't need fins. That's fine. We'll go into our character here, and then we'll switch it out for our diving helmet, so we can actually breathe underwater for longer. Up to 1 minute and 30 seconds, I do believe. Alright, so now we'll switch back to our building hammer here. And yeah, it's actually good we're getting rid of this dock because it's off kilter a little bit here, so let's go ahead and get rid of this structure here because we're going to be making a much nicer one. Yeah, the diving helmet is nice, and the fins are nice as well to go faster, but okay, then we can jump right up on there. That's kind of cool. The little water aura comes out of the water with us. And actually, this is one wider than what I kind of wanted it to be. So what I'm going to go ahead and do then is just come back to our singular block here. And I'll just go ahead and make this even. I think all the way back here. Or, hold up. Let me cook here for a second. First person here, let's rebuild that. And again, we do mostly build all of our builds here in real time together, so you guys can see my thought process as we're going through here. And I do want to, I wish it wouldn't dive you in so far. Put one up there and see, is that the even Steven there? Looks like it. Back to first person. We're just gonna go ahead and widen this by one more here, because if you subtract it, I'll show you here in a second, it's gonna look weird with the rest of it. But if we widen it one, it just gives our dock a little more depth here. Let's do one more here if we can. Let's bring this all the way over here. Should be right here. Okay, and then let's go ahead and oh, this side is already done. Oh, hold up. Should be one wider there. Oh, I see what we gotta do here. All right, so let's go ahead and put this one here. We're just gonna hide that in the bush right there. It's all about cheating sometimes. We could actually bring this and make it wider all the way back here as well. Or we could take these edges off here all the way back here too, and then do another decoration back here. But for the sake of time, fix that on your own if you're building it the exact same way as me. But basically this is just a quick way for you to do it here. Okay, so now we have stairs here, and we did go out one extra on the sides there. If you wanted to add in, say, some little edging here. Gonna make me dive way in again. Don't like that it does that, but let's go back into first person here. You could actually add in some edging here if you wanted, and bring this out like that, which will just give your stairs a little bit more depth here. Like that, which doesn't look too bad. Obviously our water is doing some jank here. The water physics sometimes are a little weird here, but it might level itself back out here eventually too. And then on this side we have to do the same thing here, so come up here to the one block, and then basically we're just gonna bring this out one more here. I'm gonna go back into first person. Just flip around this way. Like that. And just make sure it's looking the same on both sides here. And we're just gonna bring this all the way across here. Whoa, moved a little faster. This is where a controller would be nice for more fine-tuned movements, but we'll bring it about to right there. We need to add in the other side of our actual bridge here. Now, a few things that you can actually do too. If you don't like running on the stone here, like this, that's totally up to you too. It works just fine. Obviously, on this side done, it'll work fine too. If you want to add in more steps and just use the stone as kind of like an additional little texture feature, that's fine too. What I mean by that is, like, if you wanted to add in, let's see here, pull this up. just some more steps and make it go up more. Here as well, you could definitely do that as well, and then, you know, level it off more if you wanted more of the wood look. I think I'm going to leave the stone for right now though, and we'll see how it looks in the end. But this side eventually will be flattened out is the plan here, so we can kind of do some modifications. And again, I like to build much more organically than some folks do, which is, I think, fine. I don't know. I just think it looks more natural. I don't like such square things in my world here, so we'll go ahead and build it like this, coming across here like that. So we're basically just going up a level here. Then we'll flip our stairs around here. And like I said, eventually we're going to change some of this area over here too. And so we'll just put it in like this. Some nice stairs in there. And we can even flip these stairs a little bit here. And we can go ahead and... Oh, okay. Go into first person here. And it's going to be a little odd, isn't it? It's going to try to be odd for me. Alright, well, we'll leave those off for right now, because it was going to stick out a little ways there, and I don't want to build a retaining wall quite yet, because we're not revamping this island here today. We're just doing the bridge. So, realistically, we probably should have done the island first, but yeah. Oh well. Let's go back to our 1 meter blocks here, and then a single wall block at the ½ meter here. Back to first person, so I can see what I'm doing. And I think that we'll carry that over to right there. And then I think we'll level back out again here to the width of our... I guess we could go wider again too. We could bring it all the way across if we really wanted to. Or you could actually line this in a different texture too if you wanted like stone or something. I think we will actually bring this all the way across here though. There we go. Again, feel free to kind of make it how you want to, but or change things up how you want to, I should say. For right now, this is basically the length of your dock here. If you're just interested in the dock and not the bridge, just basically bring out your platform like this. And then what we're gonna do is just go ahead and grab our 1 meters out again here. And then pick a block that you want. I think I'm actually gonna use rough stone blocks here. Let's see what it looks like under the water. Go into first person here, and then find your corners to start with. Let's see what that looks like. It just looks like stacked rocks. That doesn't look very sturdy at all. How about the rough flintstone? Yeah, that could work for us. If you want to use wood, go ahead and use wood. I'm going to use stone here, though. For some of it, anyway. Because I want this to look strong, you know? Because these are going to be our main support beams here. So just basically whatever pool of water you're in, just bring your support beam... Whoop, what did I just do there? Bring your support beam all the way down until it ties in with your floor of your... of the bed that you're working with there. And we'll go ahead and just give it a nice little texture like that. So it looks like it's tied in nicely there. So now we have 1 support column done. I need to go up for air here. And we're just focusing on the dock right now. We will get to the bridge here in a second. Now let's do this corner as well here. Oh. What's going on here? Why did I miss this by 1? Oh. Oh, I know what happened. Okay, so on this side we forgot to add in our wood here. Okay. So basically our little extra wood piece there like that. Ooh, not like that. Move that, bring it back here. 1 too far out there. There we go. And then it would have came to the correct spot there. We could actually probably make that work yet here. Okay, let's grab out our... We could actually probably use the 2-meter column as well here. Back to our flintstone. Because then, if we build one right here, it should actually be lined up correctly then. So let's swim over here and make sure that we're now lined up. Good. And then we want to be lined up. Right here. Good. Okay, now we can bring these down. And yeah, the columns are still going to be the 1 wide there, or the half wide, whatever you prefer to call it. But it just makes you build a little bit faster here. But if you start running into some weird terrain, you might have to change it back. Okay, and then I will switch back to 1 here so that we can tie this into the ground level. That's out too far. Oh no, oxygen critical. There we go. Alright, we better go back up or we're gonna start dying. Whew. Alright, so we tied that side in nicely there. Go ahead and tie this side in nicely here. And we'll probably put one down there too. There we go. Make it look like it's just sitting on an actual foundation block there that wouldn't sink into the pond floor. Alright, let's go back down here. Bring this back down. And that's fine. That looks like it ties in nicely to that rock there. At least for my preferences anyway. And you guys can definitely feel free to make alterations to my builds, as always. We can go ahead and tie this together now here. Tie that together down there. Alright, it's getting dark out, so we can't see anything. It does have a cool effect underwater, though. On the rocks. And again, if you want to fix the water is doing that basically because we placed it 1 higher. We probably actually will come along and fix that here in a minute. Gotta go sleep here quick so it's not dark out anymore. On our temporary building bed here for this area. Yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the build videos here. I definitely enjoy making them. A lot of fun. I love building in Enshrouded. Not saying I'm the best builder in the world by no means, but I do enjoy building, so. So now we have our main support columns here that's holding up this, because you gotta think, this is a lot of weight. This is big stone here. So then what I'm gonna go ahead and do is swim back here to this corner. And then what I wanna do is continue with my support columns here. And that's maybe a little too close there. Let's remove that once. Go back into first person. I could not really see. Is that going to be weird looking now? Okay, no, it should be fine. Okay, so we'll bring this down then. And build it a little bit into the actual rock face here. I want to be a little more precise with this one. You know, with the columns, what they can actually provide here. Build that in. I call that a toe there. It looks like a camel's toe. You know, like if you ever look at their feet, they kind of got like these big pads on their feet there, or an elephant's toe maybe. And just a nice little foundation block there to tie things in together. We want to make sure that we're even here again. It's underneath, so nobody's really going to look at it, but still try to get it as close as possible here so that if anybody does happen to swim under here, or if you have, maybe you want your bridge to look a little more decrepit, a little more worn down, you could maybe mix things up a little bit, damage it a little bit, build things off a little bit. Totally your call on that style of things there for sure. Oh, that's not in the right place. Need to get lower, lower. He's gonna start fighting me here now. Alright, we might have to try to line it up from the bottom up. Like that. And we'll go ahead and just tie this all together here. Oh, there we go. There we go. And that one's in better shape than the rest of them. Maybe there's been some little cleaner fish that have been keeping that one cleaner. Alright, now, so we have our basic bridge support columns down here. So if you are building this exactly the same as me in the exact same spot here, and you want to do the bridge exactly like me, I'm going to run this over here. And we're going to hide that hard edge there with more stone here. And we'll do the same on this one. Just like that. So we have nice, oh, and then over on this side too here. And if you're curious, this style of bridge, dock building, a bridge building actually translates quite well to Minecraft. If you're playing on Minecraft. So now we have something just like that. And don't worry, we're going to decorate it up even more yet. So we have our nice little support columns there, which should work out quite well for us. And then what we want to actually do is switch to your wood of choice. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my palm wood block here, since that's what we're building the rest of the dock out of. And then we'll go back down here, needed air there. So now it's kind of up to you where exactly you want to build your support or cross beams in there. I'm going to build one right here. I think that looks, oops, not right there. I think that looks pretty good right there. Just like that. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and wrap this around like this. And we'll bring this, let me go down here so I'm a little more level so I can go a little faster. We'll bring this all the way across here. Now, if you want to switch up wood types, you absolutely can. It's totally your preference. And we're going to come over here to this side and just go ahead and do the same thing. Again, I would love it if there was a horizontal column that we could use. That would be fantastic. Or if you actually want to use one of the furniture pieces to build some of this stuff, that would work too. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is, I think, try to space this out here a little bit. How many blocks in between here? We're 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the 5th block. Oh, oxygen critical. It's critical, people. To the surface. All right, then we go back down. And I'm just going to run this across here like so. Just like that. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and come right here in the center of this build. And I'm going to run a center beam all the way across here. Oops. It's going to give us a little more texture variation there. With how the blocks actually work. And it's going to allow us to make it look like it's a little stronger here, because I think what we're actually going to do then, so off of our corners here, you have two options. Basically, you can go up here, which is what we're going to probably do here on the sides, like that, or you could go off the middle and bring it all the way up in the center as well. I think this looks a little more sturdy. You ever been on a wobbly dock? It's not a good feeling. Unless maybe you intend it to be a wobbly dock. But for right now, we don't want a wobbly dock. We want a sturdy dock. Ooh. Did I place a block all the way down there? That's going to be a hidden block. Easter egg. Oh no, I'm placing blocks everywhere. Oh. Alright, there we go. Trying to get to the surface here for air. Water is making a little woozy there. And bring this up here. Again, if you have a different size dock, feel free to change your dimensions of where you place these here. This is just our size dock for this particular location here, and I'm just giving you a basic layout of how to actually build a dock that looks like this. So now we have some nice support columns going up here that's sitting on our actual stone here. What I want to do now is just go ahead and bring this around like this. And we'll see here, I might make one alteration in a second. Oh, my word. Okay. Sometimes building with the singular blocks is a little tedious, but... and now, what you could actually do if you wanted to, you could wrap these blocks in wood, for instance. Like that, which I think we will do because it just gives it more of a... like a sturdier look, sturdier feel. So we'll go ahead and wrap those up like that. And, you know, just thinking here, this would actually, this palm wood block, looking at the details of it, would make a great kind of an oak texture, or maybe like a reddish oak texture in like an overhead ceiling or something like that in an actual house or a castle or something like that. So I might have to keep that in mind for the inside of our castle up there that we're working on. But, and if you want to add those in to all these here, you most certainly could. In fact, I think I will, because it makes it look just a little more or less two-dimensional. All right. And now we're going to do one final step here. And that is I'm going to go pretty much right in the middle here. And I'm going to place a block in the wrong position again. And I'm going to go ahead and just bring this around here. Like so. Because I just want it to look a little more sturdy. Something just like that. And that's going to work out really good there because now we can go ahead and place these in here like this. Wrap that, give it a little more texture. And bring this all the way across here again. Trying to keep an eye on my air as well as I get distracted with building here. It gives it, I like to live on the edge. Danger. Danger. Oh, and we want to put one right there too. It's funny that the wood floats up like that. Kind of interesting. It's a good little minor detail, minor touch there. All right. And now you can see our under dock area here. Looks pretty sturdy, I'd say. It looks really good, actually. If you wanted to add in more support columns, say coming off of those side areas here, you could definitely do that. Like, let me show you what I mean here. So if you wanted to bring it off of here, in fact, maybe we will do that. It will look quite nice. Let's go ahead and come down here. And bring it down there. Bring in our foot right there. And then we want this side to look sturdier as well here. And yeah, we can round that off just like that. And that just go ahead. Go ahead. It just goes ahead. There we go. Goes ahead and words and makes it look much more sturdy. So we'll just bring those down off of there too. If you wanted to wrap it in stone from there to there, you could as well. I don't want to do that because I like the woodwork. I'm a big fan of woodwork in real life as well. Like in my house, for instance, I remodel a lot of stuff in wood trim. Kind of like I'm doing right here, actually. Because I don't like the modern look. I don't like the cold dentist office look. That's just my personal taste. Some people love it. I know it's the modern thing. But I don't like that. So I like the warm feeling. I might whatever. It looks alright. No one's gonna see it. No one's gonna see that down there. And that's one thing too I should point out. Don't get so worked up about stuff that's hidden away like this back here that doesn't look exactly perfect. Like underneath back here. No one's gonna swim down here and be like, this corner doesn't exactly match up. Of course, there is always some of those people, but I did miss one here. There we go. All right, and there, that's actually looking good, I think. At least if I do say so myself, I like it. You could add in some glowing blocks underneath here as well, in between here, to make the water glow underneath the dock. All right, and then as far as the water issue here, let's see if we can't rectify some of that too here. So what we'll do is we'll just bring this down another level and see if that actually fixes it. Okay, come on. Why is it being such a pain here? Is that in the right position? Okay, let's take a look at our water here. That does fix it. So if you're building this exactly in the same spot as me, my word. All you have to do is just bring it down one more here. Why am I still underwater? I am above water, game. I'm above water. Alright, just bring that over one more here. And that will fix your actual water issue that makes it look janky. And we'll see what this looks like over here. Yeah, it looks fine. So there you go. Now you can see, like, we'll do that to the other side too here. You can see our water is now fixed and not doing this effect. What we were trying to prevent there. So we'll do that over here as well, and we'll hide a little bit more of our stone arches by doing that, just by extending that one down there, which I do believe that would make it a 2 initially to start, or not a 2, but 2 by 2, so 4. A 4-meter block there. All right. So, a few options you have for your deck now, because our deck or dock. I don't like that there. I might have to fix that eventually, but anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, a few options for you. So what you could do is go ahead. You see how those are built out there by 1. You could go back to your single block here, and you could build up off of that to right here, and then you could so you'd have something like that, which doesn't look too bad there. And then what you can do with those, I like to use these single blocks like this, almost like a post. And then what I'll do, I don't have any on me right now, but I'll use something like candle holders, and I'll place that right on top of this, so it sits right on top of that. In fact, we did that inside of our tavern here. At least I thought we did. Oh, we did originally, and then we got rid of it because we put in these fence posts. But basically, I did the same thing here originally. I built this fence post like this in the corner here, and then I took a lamp post like this over here, like these, and they will sit pretty much perfectly on the corners there, like that, or on these blocks just like that. So yeah, so kind of up to you if you want to do that or not. I am going to bring these up here like that, because eventually I do plan on, this one should have one right here too. Missed them there. I do plan on lighting this up some more here. And it helps to break up the texture once again, like always. We're always trying to break up that 2-dimensional texture there, unless you're trying to build very flat. But in a game of squares, with not much for round, basically nothing for round, unless you make it yourself, you need to break up the 2-dimensional textures as much as possible. So that'll be nice for lighting there. Basically, we can set some candles there, or if you want to do standing torches, you could do like the standing stone braziers there, and put those on there. In fact, let's run up and grab some here. I know it'll take a little longer. I apologize for that, but all my boxes are up here, and since we're so close to home, I just usually run up here if we're building around here. Now I have to, I think they're under lighting over here. So you have a few different options you could go with here. You obviously have your blues, purples, and oranges. I'm not sure if I have any orange lights made. You could do standing torches as well there. Guess we'll see how some of them look. Let's go with the crypt standing torch. Let's go with the firefly standing lamp. Might actually be really pretty on that too. Here's the tall stone brazier that I was talking about. We'll test those out too. We don't want candles out there because that would look like it would probably dim out if it rained on it. Not very lifelike. We do have small steel braziers here we can look at as well. That one's gonna look a little weird there. You could go with lanterns itself. And then we'll also look at the probably just a blue floor light here. We'll look at these options here and see what they actually all look like, because it should work out pretty nicely, I think. But all right, so we have a lot of different options here. So this is the crypt standing torch here. We can go ahead and raise that up so it looks a little better there. Let's go back into, oh my word, back into first person here. That'll look good right there. Okay, so that would be your kind of more magical option there. Then we do have our firefly standing lamp here. I'm just trying to give you some options here. This is too big. You could make your platform a little bigger here though. You could use the 4 columns and make that if you wanted the big stone, tall stone braziers there. We have the small steel braziers. Then we have the regular old lanterns here. And then we have the blue floor lights. So you can kind of see here, you know, which one you want to use. Obviously we can't make it nighttime here, but it's kind of up to you. I think personally, I'm either liking the firefly lamp or the lantern here. This one does look, the blue floor light does look pretty good with the rope on there. And if you're going for a more magical build, maybe. But for on mine right now, I'm going to get rid of that. And then it's really just a matter of, okay, we could actually do this too to break this up. So what we could do is go ahead and grab our lantern, place it there. Let's get rid of this. Grab our lantern, place it there. And our firefly standing lamps, I'm just going to go ahead and place on the corners here like this. And that should give us a nice pattern there to, you know, help our eyes or whatever to see things. And then it should light up the space very, very nice as well there. And it's up to you if you want to add an overhang now. Like, you could technically come in here. You could add in a roof over this dock if you wanted to. Like, make columns going up and across, and then add your roof in on the top there. I don't think I'm going to do that right now. I want it nice and open here. I like the nature, unless it's raining, of course. But if it's raining, you can always just come inside the inn here, and you can have yourself a nice little seat with a nice hot cocoa. We'll say hot cocoa. And yeah, it should be really good. Now back to the bridge here. We're gonna decorate up the bridge a little bit more here. Ooh, there's some fishy swimming out there. So if you wanted the dock portion of this video, that's going to be it for my dock portion here, unless I spot something randomly that I want to add in as we're going. But yeah, like I said, if you're here for the dock portion, I think that's going to be pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching if you're just here for that. If you're here also for the bridge and just want to see us finish out the bridge here, finish out the build, please do stick around. It's going to be fun, I think. So, let's take a look here. I'm actually leaning in real life, trying to get an eye on things, you know. But we can go ahead and first let me respond to this text message here. There we go. Duty calls, you know, sometimes. Anyway, it's probably gonna be getting dark here again soon. So let's take a look at our actual bridge here. And what I want to do then is break up some of this hard stone texture here with some more wood and some more supports probably. So if we go back underwater here, so I'm going to come back up to our singular block here, go back up to our rough flintstone, and then I'm going to come over here. And I think what we'll do is just go ahead and place in a starting point here. going all the way across here just so that it breaks up that hard edge again. And then I want to place in blocks right there. Just give ourselves a nice little square platform to work off of. This side is fine. And then what we're gonna do is just go ahead and tie this going down here. This is quite deep here, so we're gonna switch to our actual column piece here, get some air, and then we'll come back down. And yes, we will tie this all together here so that it looks quite nice. At least it'll look nice in my opinion. Alright, now we've got our air here. Go back into first person. I'm sorry if you don't like when I build in first person. It's just a lot easier to see. I know that some people might get, you know, nauseous or something like that from it, but I hope not. And if you didn't know, there's a little spoiler in the background for you there in this pond. One more. Come on, one more closer. One more. There we go. Then we'll switch back to our singulars here. There we go. Let's build out our toe here. And yeah, that looks quite nice. Alright, so now we've got our nice support column coming down here. And what I actually want to probably do then is, let's see here. Yes, what I want to do then is come here to our basically stepped wall here. And then I kind of want to flip it around here. Can I flip it around? Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. I was like, why can't I figure this out? Okay, I'm not underwater, game. Please. Okay, so we could go with rough flintstone. How does that look? To tie that in. Yeah, I do like that. Let me show you why. Go back then to your single block here. Rough flintstone. And we're gonna just bring this across here. And if it is built correctly here, it should come all the way over to this side as well here. And that's gonna tie that bad boy together there, so. One thing I did want to mention too at the dock there, I know I already said I was done, but you can add in, you can add these in as well here with the wood. If you wanted to give yourself like a little arch looking deal there. Like you could put this in right here, and let's see here, right there, and it would give you an little arch pattern there. If you want it, you don't have to. Just up to you. And that's gonna get rid of that. Oop. All right. We'll just have to rebuild this here quick. But I actually prefer it like this here with the nice beams. I like the beams. I'm a sucker for beams, guys. All right, so now we've got our nice little arch there, and let's go back down here, and let's just see where can we actually fit this in that would look halfway decent. Probably somewhere right in. Could actually bring this over, something like that to tie it in together. Let's see what that looks like. And a lot of building is just trial and error, until you get something that you actually like. Yeah, that's not bad, because then we'll bring in another one like this, and I'm not underwater, Gabe. And we'll build we'll build one like that, and then we'll go ahead and grab our single block out here again, and then I'm going to just fill this in right there. Let me go underwater. Good. And then I think what I'm going to do then is just bring this all the way around here. And then we'll just simply, it'll let me. It's not going to let me. This one is in the wrong place here. There we go. I just want to wrap this a little lower there. There we go. Wrap that nicely there. Okay, because then basically it gives us a little tier system there. We could actually build another column on here, which wouldn't look bad. Go ahead and level that out there a little bit. And yeah, I'm actually not minding that too much. It's looking all right. Obviously, it's not symmetrical because again, we're building this as a more of an organic style bridge here. And yeah, which I'm actually happy about. I like that. And then we need to basically tie this together here, which I did want to see if I bring this over here. I'm pretty much directly in line here. I think I'm going to be one off here. So let's see how it ties together here. Let's go back down to our palm wood block. And I just want to see how this is going to tie together here. Okay, it would in fact tie together to our... Oops. Back to our other column here if we build the column coming down. So we're going to go ahead and make this a double column here. Oop, not that one. Not that one. Because basically all that I'm doing here now is just extending this out. If you don't want the other column there, up to you. Like I said, I like when things look organic. It gives it a backstory because basically, you know, like, what if they built a single column here and then they landed on a rock and they couldn't go through the ground, or they landed on a soft patch or sinkhole and they had to reinforce it at some point, or you know, something like that. So I like backstories like that. I am kind of nerdy though too, so all right, so we did match that up now, and what I'm gonna go ahead and do then is we will bring... I want to go down, game. I'm trying to swim down. What? We're gonna go ahead and bring this over as well here. Oh. Sometimes my voice cuts out when I talk a lot, which is weird, but I suppose maybe it's not weird, maybe it's normal. I don't know. Alright, and then basically what we want is to, I guess, kind of form like, kind of already is doing it for us here, in a way, but we're just gonna go ahead and place in, you can kind of see there's a pattern break up there. And we'll go ahead and place those in there, like that, and I'm just gonna bring these down then. And then basically we'll just go ahead and bring these up here if I can. Water's distorting the view. It's really realistic water. So you could attach them like that, which I think looks pretty good. So just like that. So we're breaking up some of that, again, that hard cut lines there. In fact, we might even grab our wood and just bring her across like this here. The lighting is changing. Just like that. And now what you have is just a nice little sandwiched in block of stone there. Basically sitting on some beams, just to break up the texture. All right, and now we are actually get to see our nighttime stuff here, which is very, very cool. I like that, actually. It's not bad. In fact, we're gonna take a screenshot of that. That might be our thumbnail. We'll see. Or maybe something like this. Could be a lot of fun too. Maybe we'll do a couple thumbnails, do a little testing. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, let's go up here and sleep. And I do like the little gnome here. He's got the lantern too. If you checked out our garden video on how to build those, you would see that as well there. A very quick and easy build to make as well. It adds a lot of I think hominess to a build. Flower gardens are always nice, in my opinion. Maybe you're building a powerful fortress or something and can't be bothered with a flower garden. I like homey builds. Of course, we are also building our castle too up on the hill, but anyways, let's see here. Where was I? Ah, yes. All right, so we do have our little bridge here too. And if you don't like the stone in here, like I said, you could change that up. You could come in here with your wood. Are these flipped the right way? There we go. Make this even here, so you could add in more stairs just like this. If you wanted to. And then bring this across here like so. Should be just high enough where you could, you can actually place that in there. Like that. And then we're just gonna go ahead and grab our stairs here again. Put those bad boys around. Put those in there like that. And then we have some more texture variation there. Let me get back up to the surface here. So there again, you have more texture variation. Then what you can do is just come in here with these once again. And if I could see, it would be more helpful. And we could just go ahead and, and block these in here. Oh, that is quite a hard angle to do. Okay, something like that. Flip this around here. Push that in. I think I'm right here. Yeah, there we go. And it'll come out looking like that. And then if you don't want this piece sticking through here, you can just come up here. Oops. And the water line is making it hard, but you can just get rid of that if you don't want that there. All right, let's see what that looks like on the other side as well, because I don't actually mind that too much. There we go. All right. We do have kind of a more ornate design thing going over here, so let's flip this around here again and see. It's gonna be even harder on this side. That should be right there. Yep, so that'll all be blocked off anyway by our build over here. And I generally, I like to do, where we at here? I like to do one side first and then I can copy the other side, just basically mirror it. If it's a little too complex, like you do too much on one side, take breaks from one side and do the other side as well so you stay caught up. But we should be fine here with this. And that actually looks, I think that looks nice. I'm liking that. All right, let's go back under here. All right, back to our 1 block here, 1 meter block, or I guess half block, or half a meter block. All right, words. We just want to bring this over here. First person would probably help me. Okay, and that attaches just fine right there. That should line up right there, right there. Just eyeballing that right there. And then we'll just go ahead and bring this over here. Like that. Again, if you want to add these in here, like that, you can. Leave them off for right now. Just so our build is the same looking on both sides here. Actually, we only go up to right there, so I can get rid of this. Right there is the height that we need to be at. And then, oops. And then, let's see here. Then we bring this across here, just like this. And I know that we did do... Yes, we did do our little flippy thing here, a little flippy trick in line with that. So let's go back over here. Point of reference should be in our brain here. So go ahead and get rid of this right here. That one. And then I'll bring this in. And we want that to be in our rough flintstone here. Is that going to be right then? I do believe so. Because then we can come up here to our single and we can fill this gap in here. Okay. Let's go back down here. And we're going to have to basically fill this in here like that. And then, let's see here. Could actually probably just seal this off here like this. And again, it's not going to be symmetrical perfectly because we're building with the terrain here. But it'll come out looking pretty decent, I think, here. But I could maybe get one in there, but doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. Alright, so leave that like that. Then on the other side, I do believe we do have a little gap there, so a little kind of U shape there. So let's see here. One underneath the water. Yeah, that should be fine. Basically just how did our wood work exactly over here as well. It does come all the way over and connects, so we'll do that as well over here. Switch back to our wood block. Oh, come on. There we go. Bring that over there. And now it should look very similar to how it was over there. Now, if you want lighting, what you can do here, make this go in line with this pillar coming up here. And this pillar coming up here. So we'll have 3 again on the bridge there. If you want to add in pillars here on the outside edge, you could. Just to tie it together nicer there, that's fine. But again, we can go ahead and bring this up to right here. And we're going to do the same thing with our lamps up here. And I am going to tie this together over here too, I do believe. There you go. Tie that together nicely there. In that case, I like the square corner, but okay. And then we have 1, 2, 3. So we want to go. Oh, the sun's in the wrong place there. Nice. All right, now we'll come back over here. We'll get back up on top. Just like that. Now we can actually come in here to our lighting again. And we can go ahead and we can put whatever ones we want up here, really. I think I'm going to go with the same pattern, though. So basically lantern there. Firefly standing lamps on these. And a lantern right there. And that's going to light it up very, very nice at nighttime there. And if you want to decorate up this corner over here too, you definitely could. Like, say we want to go, if you're building it exactly like me, we would have to get rid of a block right there and then basically fill in there-ish. And then you could put in corners here as well. So like, basically like that. And then we could come in here and grab whatever we wanted. I think I'll put lamps up here again. And there. Voila, you actually have yourself a little bridge and a dock. So lots of lights there. It's going to look nice at night. It's a little cluttered right now. You could, I suppose, space this out if you wanted to. And then we'll get a nice little side shot here as well. Let's probably go like this. Oops. Something like that. It'd be a beautiful screenshot. And I don't have all the fancy mods and everything. This is on a server, so I can't use the fancy cinematic mods and all that stuff. They won't work from the cheat engines and whatnot to get the cinematic overview shots and stuff. So what you see is what you get. But yeah, so we've got ourselves a nice thumbnail picture right there with the ruins in the background there. And we could, of course, come over to the other side there, see if we can get a cinematic shot with the sunset going down here. Steam coming off. I'm not sure I actually like the shadows on this side. It's giving off a weird vibe. I don't know, I don't like that. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be our bridge and our dock here, which actually took longer than I thought it would. We're at an hour here, but I was planning on just doing the dock coming out here, but then yeah, we kind of turned it into a bridge as well here, which I like. Yeah, and like I said, you can modify this however you please. This is my version of the build. I provide it for you, so if you want to copy it, you can. If you want to make modifications, you can. And I just enjoy it, have fun building. It's about, you know, just chilling, having fun, relaxing your brain a little bit, and maybe challenging your brain a little bit too on building some stuff here. So anyways, guys, do consider leaving a like down below and a subscribe if you do want to see more Enshrouded details coming up here in the future. If you guys have ideas for other builds that you want to see me work on, could be anything from castles, which I guess we're already working on one of those, to forts, to, I don't know, markets, to windows, to doors, to hobbit holes, I don't know, whatever you guys want. Just let me know in the comments down below, and I will take a look at them here, and then we can go through and build stuff for you guys. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.